Hey guys, welcome to the Calibrate Tools channel. Today we're going to talk about files and why you need them. Stick around, I'll see you right after this. All right guys, in today's world we got all kinds of machines out there to help you sharpen and shape materials like wood, metal, and even plastic. But sometimes machines can't be as precise as you need them to be, or you may not even have a machine at all, which means you'll have to resort to manual work with your hands. And that's why you have what we see right here, which is an assortment of files and rasps to help you shape those materials. And you may say, what's the difference between a file and a rasp? Well, a file is used for shaping and smoothing out surfaces. Like I said, they can be used on wood, metal, and plastic, and you can get pretty precise with them when it comes to removing very small areas or isolating certain areas on your material. Rasps, on the other hand, are more for rough shaping. If you got larger areas on your material like bumps that you need to file down, or you need to round off edges and corners, rasps are pretty good for that. I mean, your chisel and your planer can only do so much, so sometimes you need to get more precise, and that's what files and rasps are for. So as you can see, we have an assortment of different rasps and files, and let's talk about them. Now this here is an 8-inch 4 in hand. It's about 8 inches long, and it has 4 different file types. It has a rasp here, and it has a file side here, and on the back end, the flat side, it has a file side here and a rasp side here. Now, it's pretty obvious that the rasp side is more coarse than the file side. Like I said, rasps are for rough shaping. That's why it's rougher, coarser. And as you can tell, it's curved on one side and flat on the other. The curved side is for those concave curved surfaces, like this pipe right here. If you want to deburr this pipe, you just take the curved side. I'm going to use the file side to smooth out the curved edges here. So you just as you file, you can just turn this pipe as you go, and it'll get all sides, or, well, there's no sides because it's curved, but it'll get that entire curved area there as you rotate the surface on the file while you're filing. Now, if you got the square piping, you can use the flat side of the file to take down this rough piece of metal right there on the surface, right? Let's try the file. Let's try the rasp side to knock off some of that metal. You don't always have to go back and forth. You can just do one-way motions. Then you can go back to the file side to smooth it out more. Hi guys, I know sometimes when it comes to those home improvement projects, it can be overwhelming and you just don't know where to start. That's why I'm inviting you to go and grab this simple home improvement planner that'll take all the stress off. It works on any device with a PDF reader. You don't need any special software. You can view it online or offline. You can even print specific pages if you need. And it's so easy to share with contractors or family. You can set and track your total budget. You can break down costs by category. You can record material expenses, track contractor payments, keep digital receipts. You can compare estimated versus actual costs. And the great thing about it is you can monitor your spending in real time. And the best part about it is you can document your whole journey because it allows you to take before and after pictures for each room or area of your home or space. Guys, this is the perfect planner to get started, especially if you're beginning on your DIY journey. You want to start it off right. So go grab the Calibrate Home Improvement Planner. I'll leave the link in the description below. And you guys have a great one. So we took all that metal that was sticking out over there. We took all that down without a machine. All right, the next one up is what's called a 6-inch slim. Now it has three sides to it with a 90-degree edge on each corner, right? You have one corner here, and one here, forming that triangle you see right there. And this is what makes this particular file good for sharpening saw blades. Now this set comes with two handles here, and I'm going to take the smaller one and I'm going to stick this end of the file into the handle here. That's what this end is for, to insert into the handle like that. Now you have a handle with your file. Now here's a saw blade. Now it can be a full-on hand saw or a small drywall saw like this one. And I'd suggest putting your blade in a vise before sharpening it. It just keeps everything stable for the filing or sharpening process. Now, depending on the type of saw blade you have, whether it's a rip saw or a crosscut saw, will determine how you want to file the blade. There are terms thrown around like the fleam and the slope and all that stuff. We'll talk about that in another video, but that's what this particular file is for. The corner edges on this file are meant to be inserted between the teeth here, like that. And then you just file. Now, if I'm filing the teeth at an angle like this, that's probably because it's a crosscut saw. But if I don't put an angle on it, and I just file perpendicular to the blade, like this, that probably means it's a rip cut saw. Now, this one right here is called a 6-inch round, and that's because it's round. It's not like the last one, which has corners on it. This one's perfectly round. Just like the curved end on the 8-inch four-in-hand that we looked at first, this round file is great for doing the same thing. It's, tackling those curved edges, filing them down, smoothing them out. And if you got a little hole that needs to get bigger, this is great for making a hole bigger as well. All right, the next one up is called a mill file. This is an 8-inch mill file, about 8 inches long, minus this extension for the handle. So we can put our handle on this. This is the bigger handle, by the way. Just insert that in there. And there you go. This file is great for sharpening tools, knives, blades. It's flat on both sides, as you can tell. Very fine finish. It's almost as smooth as this area, but obviously not quite. This is a filing surface here, but it's very, very refined. You can even use it on wood, smoothing out some of the edges. You can see the fine sawdust coming off of it as I file this. Metal, of course. So I smooth that off there. Look at how smooth that is. Even tapered it a little bit. This is good for gardening tool blades as well, like trimmer blades, edger blades. This is actually the first kind of file I ever saw, which leads me to believe that it's probably one of the most common files around. Now this one right here is called a half round, an 8-inch half round. It's almost like the four-in-hand with the curved edge and the flat edge, but its surface is only for filing, not rasping. This whole surface on the 8-inch round is like the filing surface on the four-in-hand. It has double cut teeth. That just means that the filing surface, when they cut it one way and they cut it another way, okay? So it's crisscross, creating that zigzag pattern. I don't know if you guys can see it on the file there. Obviously, the curved end is good for curved surfaces, and the flat end is good for flat surfaces. All right, guys, now this is a 8-inch chainsaw file. Now, if you notice, the cut of the teeth on the file is a spiral pattern, starting from here all the way down to the bottom. I'll bring it a little closer here, and if I rotate it, you can tell that spiral pattern spinning as I rotate it. All right, let's insert this into the handle. All right, guys, these are the teeth of the chainsaw blade, okay? This is where you want to sharpen. So you want to find the angle of the tooth, and you want to place your chainsaw file in between the space in the tooth, okay? So that's one part of the tooth. Here's the other part. You want to place it in this gap right here. And as you file, you want to rotate the file as you make your passes. And lastly, guys, you got these two right here. This one right here is called the slim needle. It's about 4¼ inches long. It's pretty much a mini version of the 6-inch slim with the 90-degree edges and the 3 corners, except it has a needle-like edge. And I'm sure that's to allow you to get into really small spaces and do some precision filing. By the way, guys, you can use files to get rust off of things too. Look at all that rust on this cement mixer. Comes right off with the file. Now this one right here is a 4¼ inch half round needle. So it has the flat side and then it has the round side on the other side there. And this one's for those really small holes that need smoothing out. All right, so everybody needs a good set of files. Even if you don't think you need them, you're definitely gonna need them one day. You can buy them individually, but I suggest get a set. Guys, if you appreciate the content, hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to grab your Calibrate Home Improvement Planner so you can start off your projects the right way. See you next time.